Yeah, I have it as a new project. We're good. We're here.
Hooray!
We're alive.
Hooray!
We can record in just a little bit. Let's give it a little bit. Let everybody warm up, limber up. There we go.
Oh no!
There
we go.
That went incorrectly. All right. Almost. Nope.
Yes.
Almost.
Sorry, why?
Yes.
Almost.
Why not? Yes.
There we go. All right, good. Got the chat where it needs to be.
Now we shall tweet.
We can.
Hooray!
We can tell
Hooray!
Tell them that we're here. Tell them that we're going to divulge everything. Nothing is sacred. Everything is
sacred.
Everything is forbidden, or nothing. One of those things. We will explain it all. Horrific spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yep.
Or spoilers.
Or spoilers.
Yes, we're going to talk about Lilith's Pet Shop. We want to talk about how Blythe is going back to fashion college.
Again.
This needs to be an LPS movie.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, LPS will get a movie after My Little Pony gets a movie. That is to say, probably never at this rate.
Never.
Hey, made-for-TV movie. That's possible.
Just believe that with the way the pets look in Equestria Girls, just believe it's the same universe. Maybe. They just they have better shaped heads.
You know, somehow they have to come up with a magical mirror so the pets can go to a human world where they actually are human.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
And then, what's her name? Who's the lead?
Well, I mean, probably the pets will just say, like, hey, what if we were all humans? And they would just imagine the entire movie, considering that has been several episodes before.
Mm-hmm. And then you really wonder what's in the food Blythe gives them. Or Miss Twombly. Is Miss Twombly doing a grow in the backyard and she keeps getting the pets keep getting into it? I don't know.
No, they explained it. There's a mystical, magical part of that elevator. Get with it. Come on.
That's true.
Lilith's Pet Shop fandom. You know, got to get the canon. Canon explanation for why the hell she can talk.
I just didn't know if they were going underneath the pet shop and eating the crystals that the dozers were making.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're looking to once they hit the season 3, they're looking to go through that plot line a little bit deeper. All right, should we go ahead and start this monster?
Why not?
Hooray.
Let's do it. Let's do a show. Let's do a show about a movie about horse ladies. It sounds like a decent.
Ooh la la.
So hey everyone, it's Spoilercast time. We are collected with a great cast of friends with us tonight because we told you last week we were going to start divulging deeply and leave no reservations behind for Rainbow Rocks and
Secrets and lies.
And we're expunging them all tonight. Nothing will go beyond our gaze as long as it deals with Rainbow Rocks, I suppose.
Nothing is sacred.
Absolutely. First off, let me see in this corner, weighing in at significantly less than he's ever had before, and my co-host for the Bronyville podcast is Chef Sandy.
Oh yeah, brother, welcome. We're gonna let everything go about them Equestria girls. They may not have hooves, but they're all right, brother.
Oh, I don't know what I brought on here. I brought on some otherworldly side of Sandy. No, he's got. You know what, Dusty? I think it's your mustache interacting.
Oh yeah, it's the Macho Cat, Dusty Savage. So we're gonna talk all about Rainbow Rocks right now, and maybe come Nightmare Nights, me and Hulk Sandy will go mano a mano. In a squared circle. In a squared circle, baby.
I'm afraid that this only puts me, Apple Cider, as like the ultimate warrior, and I'm not sure I'm that level. I'm not sure I'm that level of insane.
Just come running in as fast as you can and shake the ropes a million times. It worked for him. He's a millionaire.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it's it's pretty much just like Ultimate Warrior. What are you gonna do? I'm probably gonna run out there and scream. Okay, do it.
Yep.
Go for it. That's your main thing. And rounding out this crazy crew that we have tonight is Techphek of Derby Hooves.
Yeah, I guess technically, I'm technically still an editor.
Technically doing that thing. Technically local friend.
Technically.
person who gets way too involved in Pony
Horse.
and has a day job that I am slowly convincing people that Pony and furries is a thing. So that's fun.
Gasp.
The monstrosity continues. So yeah, we are here tonight. It is late. It has been a hot day in the Bay Area. The fan cannot help us enough for the heat that has come upon us. And also, we're going to go ahead and talk about this movie. So, I suppose let's start with this. Let's start with just the basis of where we all saw it. I know that Tech and I can both vouch, and I mentioned on the show last week that we went and saw this at the Saturday morning early first screening in the Bay Area at the
Balboa?
The Balboa Theater. Packed house, full of people. Projector crashed twice.
That was fun.
Oh, jeez.
Crashed in the absolute best and worst ways, which I think clouded my my first reception of the movie a little bit. We'll get into that a little bit later. Dusty, you saw it a little bit further south of us.
Yes, I saw it at a little theater that actually showed the first Rainbow Rocks movie across the street from De Anza College. Real little small, maybe 50-seat theater. Wasn't quite full because we didn't see it until Sunday, because I worked the weekend, so we didn't see it until the second day. And then, amazingly enough, there were hardly any Bronies in there at all. It was all full of kids, which was awesome.
Yeah, great. We actually encountered that too. Is at least half full of kids, and dropped off a whole bunch of toys for them because they're just like, here you go. Here's a bunch of toys. Enjoy a whole bunch of 20-something guys that are gonna hoot and holler during parts of this film. So that was good. Sandy, you had the opportunity to imbibe while watching, it seems.
I did indeed, though I didn't actually indulge. So my situation was actually really cool. The Alamo Draft House here in Richardson reached out to Akon and Nightmare Nights because they are making their Wednesday night showing of Rainbow Rocks their, quote, Brony night. So they were like, hey, we want you guys to come out and promote yourselves and, basically help us sell more tickets. In exchange, we got to promote ourselves and got free tickets to see it ourselves. So, hey, it worked out well for everybody, and they were ultra happy. They found somebody they can reach out to for pony-related stuff.
Awesome.
So I actually had the opportunity to see it twice at the Alamo Draft House Richardson. Once on Wednesday night, which was very full of bronies, very well-behaved bronies, and then again on Saturday afternoon, which again, they was not very many bronies at all, but it was actually louder that one because it was mainly kids. So yeah, it was a good experience both times. And the showing on Wednesday was in their largest theater at this Alamo, and it was a good 2/3, 3/4 full.
Yeah, the one at the Balboa was packed. I mean, we came in late, and it was pretty much just like, all right, what's the closest 4-seater you have left? And it's just like, well, there you go. There's the nosebleed, the nosebleediest of nosebleed, under some kind of awning. It was just this dark cave of a place to watch the movie. But yeah, it was actually a really good. I was actually surprised as somebody that last time was just like, I don't know if I want to go to a movie to see it. The difference between watching it there and watching it elsewhere, I'm like, oh, okay. Actually, if you do have a core of people that understands and you can go with, a local group. I don't think there's anything better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The first time I went, I actually went with my dad and sister, and this was in New England, and there were 2 to 3 kids. The rest were bronies, and nobody around me. I couldn't talk to my family about it because they didn't get anything. But this time I went with Apple Cider. I went with Starry, and I dragged along one of my friends from college, and he sort of knows ponies. He knows we're all into ponies, and he still enjoyed himself, especially when the, projection was crashing.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was the unfortunate comedy of that. But no, I thought that was actually really just in the terms of the showing and the way that we all saw it. I was surprised merely in that it was beyond the technical failings on our showing, which I think I'll get to a little bit because they happened in very, very particular spots that unfortunately kind of ruined those moments.
No.
Yeah. Oh, it was. Yeah, I'll tell you when we get there. It's pretty amazing. So for any of you out there, this is officially the point that you have been warned.
Warning, Will Robinson.
The official moment that you will be warned. Everything about Rainbow Rocks that we could possibly want to talk about is going to be or can be covered. So here you go. You have been thoroughly warned about this.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and start with, since I haven't heard from him yet, Sandy, what was your opinion of it?
I rather enjoyed it.
Did you?
I did indeed. I thought it was a perfectly serviceable film with enjoyable music, some good character designs, and, well, it was better than the first one, even though that wasn't really hard to do. I came into it with zero expectations and was not disappointed. I enjoyed it. I thought there was a lot of just good, fun parts, and the songs were surprisingly good. I'm quite a fan of most of the Dazzling's music, actually. I liked all their songs.
All right, Dusty, your feels?
My feels are full of awesome because I knew it was going to be a music movie, and I knew it was going to be full of Daniel Ingram awesomeness. So I went in expecting awesome music, was not disappointed, but I was actually fairly happy that there was a plot that actually worked. I had guessed correctly that it was going to be based on the Greek siren myth, and I was really happy that that was it. So basically, when the girls came out and said the sirens, I was geeing inside like, oh my god! Yeah, I was pretty happy.
Just yelling, called it! Middle of the
Called
theater.
it!
Everybody looks back and goes like, sorry, bald guy with mustache here.
I actually called it with Rebecca Soiket on my show when she was on my show the Monday before it released, because I had the questions like, do you think this is actually based on the siren myth? And she went, maybe.
That's an interesting idea, DustyKat.
Yes, I can't say. I cannot confirm or deny that rumor.
It could be all sorts of things that you're correct about, but
so yeah, I got lucky with that one. But it was a lot of fun. I thought that the three sirens, were actually fairly well done. Other than the bit of comedy was, the whole tacos thing. I think they made what was the third girl's name?
Sonata.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I think
Sonata
was just a bit too dumb.
No, I think second viewing she didn't seem as dumb. She
the first viewing she was pretty dumb.
Like, we're not saying Snips and Snails level, like
no, not Snips and Snails level, but for being the major bad guy, I think she played just a little bit too dumb.
And see, I thought Arya Blaze had basically no characterization at all.
None.
She was just, I'm a jerk.
Yep.
just I'm gonna be
Sonata
angry.
is at least cute and stupid.
True.
Arya is just a jerk.
Yeah. All right.
And I don't think they actually really refer to each other by name except more than once or twice in the film.
Nah.
Yeah. So, Tech, what was your feelings?
I made myself have low expectations for it because that's how I went in for the first movie, and I was pleasantly surprised with the first movie. The second movie, I haven't seen it a second time, but I feel that it's not as good as the first movie, but it was definitely better than the mediocre or bad episodes of My Little Pony, and it's better than any animation, random animation movie for kids you find on Netflix. I was glad that they had Sunset Shimmer and they kind of redeemed her from being the big bad evil villain. They were kind of jerks to her throughout the movie, and I'm kind of glad they figured out, hey, maybe we should let her be in the band, maybe we should stop rubbing in the fact that she made a mistake back in the day. I do love the ending and the very deep, wonderful implications. I love the idea that Starswirl the Bearded invented the banhammer of sending them to an eternal hell of living in high school in an alternate dimension. There's just so many world building things that this movie put in that I am super interested, and I'm kind of disappointed that Flashlight / Brad Twilight, whatever you want to call it, wasn't made more official.
I know.
Because I was waiting for it to happen, and I was waiting for bronies to get really angry and flip out.
Straight dip kiss. Just
a straight kiss, and then Trixie, the great and powerful blocker. I'm not going to say exactly, but the great and powerful block in the middle.
Though I will say, in that watching it the second time, it was less of like it's going to happen, and more them just looking at each other like, so what's next?
Mm-hmm.
Like the second viewing was just this weird thing where they're kind of like, oh, we're in each other's arms.
Yeah.
We're gonna move away a little. Oh, look at Trixie. Hey,
look, Trixie.
Hey, look, inconvenient chicks. Trixie just showed up.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that one.
There
nice.
you go. Yeah. An inconvenient Trixie appears.
Yes.
I would say that on our show, I actually said that I was kind of more in Tech's area, where it was kind of like I feel like the first one was better, but then on the second viewing, I think I've warmed up just a little bit more. I think I gave it a 6 out of 10. I think I'll probably kick that to a 7, just in the terms of like movies in general. And we're not
talking IGN here.
Yeah, we're not talking like 10 out of 10 worst thing I've ever seen, like weird IGN score. It's the. It's a good movie. I think we would all agree that it's just like here's an Equestria Girls movie or a My Little Pony movie. Which of these will you snatch out of my hand? It's like, give me the pony. Shut up. Like that's the immediate thing that's just like, oh well, this is good. It's not entirely what I want, but summer is long. This is a good fill-in for a very long summer / winter / fall.
Yeah. I mean, it has its plot holes, like they all do, but it's a movie made for kids.
Absolutely.
It's not freaking, up for an Academy Award. It's not.
We're not watching Looper.
We're not watching a Pixar movie. Come on. But the thing is, it's fun. If you can go to this movie, turn your brain off for like an hour and a half, and have fun with it, then have fun with it. I mean, sure. I've worked in theaters before. No theater has that big of a freaking drop in it when you just pull a lever. Okay, none of them. We're not doing reality here, people. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Are you saying that Hasbro Animation Studios is not making Oscar-worthy animation for children while also trying to sell toys? I am shocked and appalled, sir.
I'm sorry, Sandy, but you know what? That's my opinion.
Hasbro is a weird thing. I went and saw the Maze Runner with a coworker this past week, and one of the trailers was for a horror movie in which a haunted Ouija board starts killing people. And I turned to my coworker and I said, "Doesn't Hasbro own the rights to the Ouija board?" And at the end, when they have all the credits for the trailer, it says copyright Hasbro. And I realized Hasbro was literally turning their board games, like every single property, into movies. So at least Ouija board will probably flop. It's not going to see that much things, but at least with ponies, you can throw it up on Netflix and little kids will watch it forever and ever and ever again. And you say that until we get to Ouija 4. I mean, you can't you can't make like Ouija board merchandise outside of the actual Ouija board, and I would think that movie would actually scare little kids from not buying Ouija boards and just have stupid teenagers buy it.
So we can look forward to the Hungry Hippos game coming soon. So
yes,
the new movie of some very ravenous hippos.
Very ravenous.
All right, so we had that. It's a good movie. So let's go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty. Let's talk about all the fun spots. I have an entire list of stuff to talk about.
I'm just going from memory. So you make your list and I'll remember it.
Let's see. So you had the You had the beginning, them at the diner. I have to say, and I'm terrible for saying this because I kind of think I ruined it at least a little bit for Sabrina and for Tech and for myself. So they get their power through like collecting anger and like not despair, but just by making people fight with each other.
Disharmony.
There you go. It was unfortunate that the color for that was green.
Yeah.
It did kind of make it look like that there was a lot of stink in the air.
It kind of did. It kind of looked like people had BO, but I understand why they use green, because green is the normal, color for envy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was. I was just kind of going like, oh, it could be. Yeah, the green. Actually, the green for envy does make sense. Go for it.
My immediate thought within the first 30 seconds of the movie, where they were kind of singing and stealing spooky steam from people, was one of my favorite original My Little Pony arcs. There was a pony called like Nightblade, Nightwish, Night whatever, and he was pretty much Prince, and he traveled around and he sang, and his zebra manager would steal the shadows from people to feed to this evil wizard thing, whatever. But I guess it kind of is similar to that in how it's evil people and singing and stealing some sort of weird smoke from people. So I don't know if that was an intentional nod to the older animation, but it was definitely an interesting connection.
Yeah, a good one on that. The scope. Ew. But the entire, it was an interesting kind of play on that. I think at least if we're going to go back to the medieval, I think the sirens were mainly just lures. Is that right, Dusty?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would simply lure people to their death, etc., and so forth. In this case, a little bit different, so collecting power. But okay, so collecting, they're there, grabbing the thing. You see all the events off in the distance of the giant rainbow cannon hitting, as you would imagine, Taste
the rainbow, bud! Oh, sorry.
Absolutely. And then title sequence, which, holy smokes, going back, that title sequence is really good.
Yes, it was.
Like the black and white silhouettes version, them and the way that they transition and all those things. That opening sequence is
oh yeah,
really.
And it's also fantastic. A very convenient, like, hey, remember what happened in the last movie? Here's a minute long note. This is what happened.
Reminder.
Yeah. And everyone, rubbing in Sunset Shimmer's face.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Even the opening, just going like, this is everything that happened last movie. Don't worry. If you don't remember, we'll keep reminding you. That's going to happen. Let's see. Opens up. They've got the entire thing. They're making everything for the band. Everybody's making their banners. Sunset Shimmer's like, hey, I want to help. Oh, no. Move along. Then enters Leglestia and Vice Principal Legna.
Yes. Holy crap. Their legs are twice as long as their torsos.
It's pretty Yu-Gi-Oh! Like
it's really anime shorthand for adults.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you've watched anime as long as I have, basically all the adults have longer legs, because basically the longer legs makes you mentally think that they're taller or older. It's basically anime shorthand.
Yeah, but it is one of those weird things of like, well, we need them taller so that they look like adults. It's like, well, their proportions for their legs are already so large. How do we go with this? Up, you guys still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just went a little silent on this side.
No, I just ran across my room real quick, so I muted my microphone.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So yeah, that was just the weird part. Just the differences in their body was so much bigger.
Granted, they were had what, 2 lines? So I mean, they weren't at all important. But there's just no adults in this world. It's I understand, it's supposed to be a show for little kids, but at least in normal pony and pets, you see parents and shopkeepers and just adults doing adult things, but there's just no adults. It's so weird.
Yeah. Tech, by the way, it sounds like there might be a fan pointed towards you or something. We're picking that up a little bit.
Okay, let me work on that.
Sure, appreciate it. But yeah, the I don't know. I consider that kind of different because if you think, I don't think I have that problem with any of the other adult characters. Like, okay, Mac, I guess, is still kind of considered the same age, so he's roughly the same.
Mm-hmm.
But, you think, I don't think, maybe Granny Smith, they made smaller just because of the age thing. So, yeah, I guess there's not really a comparable, like, here's an adult, take a look at this adult.
And then, of course, you have... Snip, Snails, Diamond Tiara, Silver Spoon, and the CMC all at the same high school.
Well,
Freshmen.
Yeah, 9th graders, 8th graders. Now they're middle schools. It's one of those conjoined middle school events.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. Let's see. Get into the band. They start doing the practice session, and then you start seeing the eventual turn that is that Sunset Shimmer, which unfortunately that name is
very hard to say.
Difficult without accidentally attempting to say other names. We get to see her begin to be adorable. Also, as I have listed here, she's kind of misappearing in this movie until the very end where she actually does something.
Yeah, I mean...
She was there to be beat up on by everybody.
Yes.
I mean, part of it is kind of Rainbow Dash's fault, because she's supposed to be loyal to her friends, and she's just kind of a douche, like,
oh, man.
in a lot of situations. But it was the whole, this is my band, it's my rules things, and so she was a douche to everyone, especially Sunset Shimmer.
If you've ever been in a high school rock band, raise your hand. I'm raising my hand.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that, actually. Everybody wants to play their song or their favorite song, and it's like you don't sing it right. You don't sing high enough. You missed that. You missed the bass is coming in late. It was all like that. That's the way it was. So it actually when that started happening, I started giggling my butt off. It's like, yeah, I've been there.
You know how it is.
I know exactly how it is.
Come on, man, we can play so much better.
Then you have that outside friend who wants to be in the band but can't figure out how to ask to be in the band, and yeah, it was the exact thing. So,
it's like, man, I think I could play guitar for you guys, but I don't know.
It's like I think somebody who was writing this used to be in a band. Guess what? Megan McCarthy used to be in a band.
There we go.
In high school, she actually put up pictures on her Twitter about her band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do all about it.
Yeah, that was definitely, those were going up. Let's see, also at this point is the first point of Rarity's fashion sense coming in, which unfortunately begins to degenerate all the way to the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Culminating in the Iggy Pop craziness that eventually we see at the end.
No, that's not Iggy Pop. Iggy Pop doesn't wear anything. He could do it if he wanted to.
Okay, that's right.
You're talking
Ziggy
about
Stardust.
1970s David Bowie.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was 70s David Bowie.
I mean,
your gym influence.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, when Rarity does design fashion in the show, it's pretty, nice.
Over the top.
But what she had to make for this show was what the folks at Hasbro's toy department designed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of more of a word of God situation instead of Rarity being herself.
Word of God needs to go back to design school.
Yeah, it was one of those things of just like, oh, that, going back and watching it that second time, going like, oh, that costume works. Oh, yeah, the entire Daft Punk outfit is a little bit weird, but definitely silly and fun to play with. And then you see at the very end of just Rarity going, oh, I know just the costumes, and you look at them and go,
Each person has a different leg color. Holy hell. Why? Like, even just making the toy version of that would be so ridiculous. Why would you do that?
I guess she was just like, well, I've been down here, in this rat nest for the past 3 hours. I guess I'll make a line of clothes. These are all inspired by our collected imprisonment down here.
She has an extra-dimensional portal. She can just reach in there and it teleports right to her workshop.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, go ahead.
At her house not appearing in this film.
Yep, that and that I also can talk about. If we want to talk Mr. not appearing in this film, it's Flash Sentry.
Hey, he was there to be angry and have a shitty band. To appear about 4 times in total. To talk about 4 times in total. And for those of us that were just like, yes, continue your dark arts. Continue. Just like, well, at least you made physical contact almost on purpose this time. Like,
Maybe you could continue this in the main series. No, they're not gonna.
Nah.
We know it.
Nah.
It'll be. I don't know. I mean, they could, but
They set
It's
up a
weird.
lot of things that could bounce over.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They set up the book, right?
yeah.
And we're gonna get to a point soon. I'm gonna wait till we get to that point. I'm not gonna say it right now.
Sure.
But I'm sure you're gonna get to that point there, Cider. So I'll bring it up then.
Well, right, and we can definitely talk about after, the entire like what we think next, especially with the end creds and everything. But let's see, going down here, you get entire. So let's see, they find the book. The book is the way that they can talk back to Equestria. Flip over to Equestria, the movie we wish we had.
The 2 minutes.
They going like, oh, this is right. Hey, look, there's a derpy horse. That's cool. Oh, they still have that weird tree castle. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we got to keep that.
Yep.
Well, I guess the kind of nice things about both Equestria Girl movies is that it shows Twilight after the big thing of the season ending. It's like, oh, I'm getting used to being a princess. Oh, I'm getting used to having a castle and being the princess of friendship. Yet, Discord could have been there for 2 seconds like everyone else because he has his own chair or whatever, but
Just
Spike
lounging
decided-
in the background.
yeah. But Spike just sat there and read comics like I totally expected him to, which was pretty cool.
I actually am surprised that they don't actually just, unless it's some sort of weird contract thing or something, that they don't just drop Discord in the background, just doing something every once in a while.
Yeah.
Just to be like, by the way, he's still in this world doing stuff.
Doing stuff.
I suppose that's probably more just a part of just being like, we need to get these episodes out, kids. Like, we can't do that. We got timelines to hit.
The one thing that sort of hit me wrong about the whole, okay, we're going to the real Ponyville, and here comes a colt with a cart full of books for Twilight Sparkle. The one on top just happened to be ringing like a cell phone.
Oh yeah, that was
And
great.
wait, just a cotton picking minute. Okay? One, this was a book that Sunset Shimmer could talk to Princess Celestia with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Princess Celestia is, I'm sure, aware of Sunset Shimmer by now.
Oh yeah.
Why would she let this book out of her sight? You know, isn't she like waiting for Sunset Shimmer to actually maybe call her at some point? Why would she send that with a bunch of nondescript books with some colt on a cart that might get there at some point when the book might be ringing?
Very easy.
No. A better way of telling that would have been a scroll going through Spike with the book saying, Twilight, it's for you.
Twilight, you deal with this, just like I make you deal with
Just
everything.
like I make you deal with everything else. Here's a scroll going through Spike. Here's the book, so he has indigestion. This calls for you. But doing it with the colt takes Princess Celestia completely out of that end of the universe.
Princess
Couldn't pay
Celestia.
Nicole Oliver for 2 more lines? Come on!
She read the script, so she knew when the book would go off, and so
That's like one of the
she did it.
That's one of the huge holes in the plot that just basically gives me like the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, unless you think, as Scope saying, that Celestia is omnipresent and just put it on the cart, knowing that it would be sent at that time.
She knows like literally everything in ever.
What
It's
is
like
she, a god? No, she's a princess. Come on.
I mean, depending on how you interpret it, yeah, she's a god.
Yes, I understand. But I'm like, no. That was like a huge, huge thing with me. It's like I actually texted Megan McCarthy. It's like, really?
I just think it was
Princess
a really,
Celestia on that side of the world? Come on.
I just think it was a really good gag. Like all of a sudden, there's just a book there, just vibrating and
It would
just
have
like
been
a cell
fine
phone.
if he sent it with the freaking, scroll through Spike and then had it start ringing. It's like, come on, it'd been the same joke.
Yeah.
But there's absolutely no reason for this colt to be having a cart full of books coming into the palace at that point. There's no reason.
I just thought it was funny that they actually they still had the book itself, because just the entire fact of, hey, Celestia, we found this book of the ex student of yours. What do you want to do? Toss it in the fire. I don't need that. Whoosh. That'll never be needed anymore.
No.
And then the movie couldn't happen, and everyone would be consumed.
And then
Well,
Fire.
And then a high school would be controlled by a whole bunch of preteens. I don't know.
Well, I'm assuming Twilight told Celestia about her adventures in high school, so Celestia probably assumed, Sunset Shimmer probably still has issues to me, so if she ever does talk, she's probably going to talk to Twilight, and that's why she sent it over.
Maybe.
Because Twilight was still getting used to the castle with moving in and stuff, so that's probably the logic behind it.
Yeah, maybe. I still think the cult didn't need to be there.
So let's see. We have, from that point moving onward, you have Twilight. Hi. Yeah, you have Twilight constructing her crazy device that Pinky explains how to go back and forth, which opens up that convenient plot device of now we can move back and forth forever and ever. We don't have to wait 30 moons.
No.
How
Which they
convenient.
confirm that that's apparently a very long time. However, the Equestrian reckoning is...
It's like five
30 Lunas? I don't know.
30 each time that a Luna gets exiled, it's one moon, so...
Looks like we're going to need another Luna!
Oh, no! No, don't send me back! Don't send me back! Find out that there's just a moon full of Lunas. Just like pluck one out every once in a while. So yeah, they have that entire thing. Transfer through. She pops back out. Okay. We forgot the part where Luna and Celestia totally get mind zapped.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the entire we are mind controlled, so guess what? Our eyes are green. That thing happened. Let's see. Moving forward from there, they figure out that they could do a spell, counter spell, make it music, because holding hands and just saying friendship is magic is a terrible way to cast a spell.
Terrible.
Doesn't work too well.
Makes everybody cringe internally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just like, title of show! Okay.
Cricket.
Title of show. Yes, but as I listed here, Canterlot High is the dimensional to the moon! Considering that we had two sets of villains from the same world be sent there. Sunset, at least, willingly. But then, they end up going over. Let's see. Flashlight, that happens some more. They bump into each other.
He's got a thing for horses, I gotta say. Because, that's what? Twice now he's been like, boy, I sure do love me some horse girls.
Well, he does. She's not like openly a horse. It's like the whole otherkin debate. Like, Twilight's a horse on the inside, but she doesn't act too much like a horse on the outside.
But maybe he's a horse
Except
on
when
the
she's
inside,
dancing.
too. Oh, yeah, dances like a horse. So does
I'll also
he.
say that one thing I loved about the film and thought was just really quite cute was, did you notice how Twilight holds her hands?
Yeah.
The entire movie. And, she's very horsey in that regard. She's like, I don't know what to do with these wiggly appendage things. I'm gonna write with my mouth and all the other stuff.
Speaking of wiggly appendage things, Sunset Shimmer learned how to play the guitar.
Yes.
She's obviously got the wiggly appendages things down.
Well, she's also been there longer because Twilight was turned into the student when she was just a kid. So Sunset Shimmer is way older, so she's had more time to be a human and get used to stuff.
That's true.
And apparently time doesn't really pass by our reckoning in the Equestria Girls world. It's this bizarro parallel hell.
Well, I think do we assume like normal ponies age like real world horses? Because when you're about 3 to 5 as a horse, like 5 is kind of when you're like a real adult horse. So it's possible that the 3 years Sunset Shimmer was being prom queen was the 3 years it took Twilight to grow up into a teenagery horse.
Okay, are we going to go into headcanon land about what exactly Canterlot High is? Because I can go down this road. My idea is that actually this is a parallel universe, but it's only a small bubble parallel universe, whereas Canterlot High really is the extent of the universe. It goes no further. If you were to go past a particular like road of town, it would loop back on itself. There may be other high schools nearby, but eventually you will go so far in it that it would just simply become itself again.
Maybe it's like Monster High in that regards, because I'm assuming everyone on the sports teams needs to play against other people.
Mm-hmm.
So there's clearly other high schools, and there's obviously like the homes and businesses to support it, but maybe it's just a state or a county.
Yeah.
There's nothing outside of the county.
Like a city, like just a city, where it's just like the city is only its city, and if you were to look at the universe, that is the only thing in that universe. It's just a city with this high school. And
So it's a little bit like Courage the Cowardly Dog in that, you know, the extent of the universe is only as far as the characters see.
Yes.
Even though
It can't go any further than that. If you were to go too far, it would simply loop back upon itself and be itself again, if that makes any sense. Just because it's the only way I can kind of reason the entire fact of just like, hey, we're all in high school for our entire lives, it seems. Everyone is in a high school. So that was just the entire thing of like, how do you reason that this happens? Well, if this pony horse world is analogous to a high school, then obviously there is nothing bigger than this high school in this world. Headcanoned.
Headcanon.
Which I think I'm hosting a headcanon panel at Nightmare Nights Dallas, where you can hear more crazy talk like that.
Yeah, it is crazy talk, because the sirens were actually across town when they saw the magic. So obviously the universe is bigger than just the high school.
Right. Well, it's bigger than the high school, but they were still in if this was a world, they could have gone anywhere. Yet they were still just across town after being there for thousands of years.
True that.
So, you know, that's why I think that it's, regardless, it's still close enough that you know, let's say maybe 20 miles to this universe or something like that. Let's see. So looking back on here, I think that I put down the Canterlot Academy, which has been a lot of rumors as of late, towards the push that there may be some other, that we may not be seeing more in the way of these characters in another movie, another show. Like, there's just a lot of rumblings, at least I know that I've heard on my end for that. That could be something that's pushing forward. Let's see. Moving forward, they do the setup, band practice. And
I like how they're just very nonchalant about the boy howdy. It sure is strange that we get pony hairs and our hair gets really long. You know, I'm not going to think about it too hard.
Well, they kind of already know they're super special snowflakes because they got the inherent equestrian horse friendship magic.
Mm-hmm. And they're putting it on YouTube and everything, or however, just Rainbow Dash doing like, look at the cool thing I did on my phone. Check it out. Check how awesome I am. Yes, Rainbow, you wrote a song about it. Where?
Awesome as you want to be. Well, let me tell you a thing.
It was I have to say, it was a rough song to watch the first time. I was like, this.
And then be interrupted in the middle of it.
Yeah. But then, looking at it the second time, it's like, okay, actually this was kind of fun just because of how everyone was animated. Just Rainbow Dash just 100%ing it the entire way through, and everyone else just being like, get this over with. Oh my god! I'm so sick of this! Let's see, we're skipping ahead a little bit. You have the entire sleepover scene, which gives you all of your favorite characters now in pajamas.
Canon pajamas.
Canon jammies. And let's see, you then get the scene there of Twilight writing with the pen in her mouth, and then you get Sunset Shimmer and them reminiscing. I actually considered it kind of a sad point that nowhere during the movie that Sunset Shimmer didn't just go like, hey, I was a student of magic, you want any help with that? Like, maybe two heads are better than one on this? For the most part, it's just like, Oh, well, I guess I'm not anything good. I'll just go over here and smile at you guys from a distance. Good luck. It's like, what happened to that? Like, I understand she was bad when she was tenacious, like in the last movie, but it's just like she just got everything scrubbed down to the Brad-like finish, and then just had to be like, all right, now make a new character.
Well, the thing about it is that I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but when you go so far in one direction, right, so bad.
I'm in one direction. Oh crap!
Yeah. Say in personality wise, if you've ever done something really bad, even by accident, right, then you go over into the other direction cautiously, going so far over the other way, going, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to assert myself, because then that might happen again, right? And then you slowly bring back a little bit more assertiveness to where you try to find where the line is, not being too assertive or too, and then you find that happy medium. So basically you go so far being a bad person, and then you go, oh, I gotta change it. If I'm gonna change, I'm gonna really change. I'm gonna really, 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 really be good and not upset the boat, right? And then you sort of find that happy middle.
And I guess I did play off of that just a little bit during the movie with the first time that she actually ever acts was stopping Rainbow Dash and, causing the band accident. Mm-hmm. Which then causes everybody to go like, hey, look at how bad she is again. Like, oh, this is the opposite of what I wanted. I'm Sunset Shimmer. I'm getting made fun of again. Here it goes. That's how she sounded, actually. It was a secret cut. Let's see. Trying to think if there's any other thing. I mean, we're kind of moving through bits of the movie kind of quickly here. And we'll get to talking about all the music, I think, at the end, because there was a lot. I feel like I was going like, man, I didn't hear a lot of music in season 4, and I went, oh, I think I see why. Mm-hmm. Like,
a ton of it here.
It's like, where did Daniel Ingram go? Oh, he was making music for a movie. Okay. Let's see. I did say, going on to the music just a little bit, I was getting a lot of Hocus Pocus vibes from any of the songs that were done by the Sirens. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of, like, the Under Your Spell song, and just a lot of the way that they kind of harmonized. I was getting a lot of that, which was some happy feels. Let's see. So, moving forward, got the band thing, you got Trixie and her terrible song. Let's just admit that wasn't a great song, and you heard it a lot. Luckily, you only heard small bits of it, but it was a lot.
You better believe she's got tricks up her sleeve.
It's she's powerful and great.
Oh my god! I really wish there was more to that song, but it's like we got the same 2 lines for like 5 minutes, and by the end of it, I was like, "Please, Trixie, shut up."
And maybe there was some like play on that because the Rain Booms were coming up with a new song like every time they came up, and Trixie is just singing the same one song, the same one trick over and over as if it works. So maybe there was a little play on that, but it did kind of come across of just like, oh boy, here's that Trixie singing that song she sings again.
Maybe she should learn Mike the Microphone's One Trick Pony.
Maybe she just gets up there, starts singing Discord.
Yeah.
Everybody's going like, huh? What? Huh? How's she dubstepping that? That's weird.
Well, she had two DJs with her, right?
She did. Two musicians.
She could have easily pulled it off.
Yep. Everybody has backup vocalists that they can add on to any point. Let's see. Yes, Awesome As I Want to Be was definitely a lot better the second time around because it looked a lot better. But it's still, if you listen to it, it's a pretty obnoxious Rainbow Dash song. Let's see that. They immediately get trapped by Trixie under the stage because that's what you do. Everybody's got a trapdoor. And then, let's see, you have the secret, hey, we got to come together. Twilight, get your stuff together. We just need to sing a song. Everybody realizes that they all were just petty about tiny little things. All right, Spike opens the door with the secret. Deus Machina individual. A lot of Deus Machina that's going to happen at the very end of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because Deus Machina, hey, Vinyl Scratch wasn't listening to anything the entire time.
Which was completely set up by what?
Telegraphed
The very first teaser they showed months ago.
Oh,
Very clever.
not even
Very
that.
clever.
Oh, it was actually telegraphed even earlier in the movie during the first song when the sirens come in. There's actually a scene where who was the main siren? I'm trying to remember.
Adagio Dazzle.
Adagio. She's walking on top of the table. They have a particular scene where she bends down and like cups one of the people's chins while she's singing. And for a moment, you can clearly see Vinyl Scratch in the background bobbing her head to a completely different beat.
Different song, yeah.
Yeah. She's listening to something completely different. I was just like, huh, that's kind of interesting. Then later, like, huh, oh, hey, look, they're using that character everyone likes. Hey! They pulled that in. They telegraphed that. That was pretty nice. And then she brings out the crazy powerful car equipped with. I didn't see any sunglasses equipped on it, but the toy car.
Yeah.
It was very that one animation where she just pulls out the dubstep cannon and kills Discord. Mm-hmm. That's all I was thinking about.
Yeah, that was a little bit of that of just like, oh yeah, she's got a bass cannon, of course. Car turns into giant DJ platform bass cannon. Battle begins. Musical fight, which that musical fight number is pretty good. That's a real good. The different styles of the bands happening. Let's see. Scope stating, note the Battle of the Bands sounded a hell of a lot spookier in the theater than it did in the short or the soundtrack. And let's see. So they have the entire fight. They have the entire part where they fight back. The microphone gets knocked away. And now, Dusty, this is the point where I tell you where the projector cut out.
Okay.
That cut out twice during our movie. The first time was during during the scene where Twilight was in the kitchen writing with her teeth with the pen on the ground and talking to Sunset. Moments before Maud shows up.
Right.
Moments before. So I actually had to go out, pay the meter, come back, didn't even get to see the Maud scene.
Ah.
Yeah, I missed that entirely. Had to catch it a second time. The next one, I swear, this is exactly what happened, and Tech can vouch for me.
Oh, yeah.
We are watching the movie. It is getting to the big crescendo. Sunset and Twilight are singing together. They're whipping forth the magical, mystical rays of power that go up into the clouds, that begin to spin the clouds. Your giant Deus Equina head pops out of the clouds to shoot the blast, and done. The entire projection cuts off immediately then.
So it doesn't even stay with like the blast. It's just dark.
The screen goes dark.
Oh man, you know why? You know why that is?
Why?
It's the power.
I see.
It's the power of the Steve Miller Band.
It was
because that's what I got. That's what I got when the Pegasus pony came out of the clouds. I'm going, that's the Steve Miller Band logo. It is. Look it up.
I could take a look at that. I mean, I thought of it as just like, as I said, Deus Equina. It's just like, hey, here's the magical, mystical unicorn horse magic power that's going to come out of nowhere and just blast them to bits, which it did.
The nice thing about it was the second time we watched it, when the song was going, everyone was clapping along.
Oh yeah, because everybody knew the song now. So everybody was just like, like, oh boy, everybody's into it this time. Just need to do a back-to-back viewing next time. That way everybody can just sing along. So, let's see. So you have the resolution. You have the door still open. They travel through. It resolves pretty quickly. Yeah, you have the entire Brad and Twilight cuddle. Oh, and there's Scope adding in the Steve Miller Band logo into the chat, so we can see it there. Let's see. So they have the entire flashlight cuddle that gets cut off, and then, of course, they don't do that. You had the telegraph of the second time of the Trixie using magical mystical powder to run away. And then,
And
you know,
Pinky going, "Oh, look, she ran away." Oh, no, there she is.
totally right there. You got that. Twilight. I'm trying. Actually, even though I saw it, I can't recall Twilight actually leaving. Like,
No, she totally left. Like, they were saying, like, oh, here's our goodbyes, and Pinky was staking her face or whatever in the portal, yeah. She totally left.
yeah, she did. I remembered the Pinky sticking her head in and coming back all confused. I can only imagine just Pinky on the other head seeing her own head pop out and just having a real good laugh out of that.
Pinky just wave.
Yeah, just, hey, how's it going? Or actually, if it's anything that would actually, like, goof out Pinky doing it, it was probably Pinky on the other side booping her nose before she pulled back in.
Ah.
It seems like a good way to do it. Just like, aha, beep.
Oop.
And then, yeah, so you have the entire thing, resolution of the movie, cut to credits, which, by the way, I pulled this up. I was calling him at first the DeviantArt credits, but I found out Katrina Hadley was the artist who actually did all the artwork on the end credits, who was one of the storyboarders for the show. So that was pretty interesting. Did a lot of Monster High stuff.
Yes. I already talked with her to see if she could get to selling those things. She says she has to ask everybody, and I said, do it, because we all want them.
Oh, yeah.
They're neat. Yeah, they're real neat looking.
Yeah. Good stuff.
And then you have the ultimate Marvel-style spoiler. Let's put the stinger at the very end of the movie for any of you that stuck around. And well, luckily,
Holy fuck, yeah.
Well, luckily it's not a Marvel movie, so you weren't sitting there for 8 minutes waiting for it.
Yeah.
And the entire spoiler that, guess what? There actually was a Twilight, and there actually is a dog Spike in that world.
Man, he's the weirdest looking dog I've ever seen.
Really?
Actually, yeah, because if you took a really close look at Spike the dog, not Spike the dragon dog, his body's actually longer. I noticed that from the split second I saw him. It's like, wait a minute, he's actually drawn more like a dog than Spike the dragon is.
One of the things I was saying to my friend at the beginning of the movie, it's like, oh yeah, everybody in Equestria has a counterpart in high school. Like, that's why you're going to see, like, Derpy and Vinyl Scratch, and for some reason Twilight and Spike doesn't have it because they're main characters or whatever, and then the ending completely proved me wrong.
Yes.
So
I have a feeling that Twilight and Spike are actually at a university.
probably.
And she's a researcher of some kind.
Canterlot you.
You, Canterlot you.
Well, like the third High School Musical, they graduate, and it's implied they go to college. That's why they never made College Musical, I guess. So I guess it's entirely possible, since Sunset Shimmer, it's her 4th year at Canterlot High, she may be going to college. Maybe she goes on a tour, and then she's like, "Shit, Twilight's here too."
So what does Sunset major in? What would you say her major?
Friendship.
Friendship.
Music.
That's a major. It'd be communications. She's a communications major.
Communications major. There you go.
So yeah, you get that. We're at the end of the movie. So there, it's open season. That is everything I had on my list. And of course, we've skipped over a bunch of stuff, such as Lyra and Bon Bon at a piano.
Yeah, amazingly enough.
Or
cheeky
nuzzles.
Or Octavia getting her double bass handed to her on a silver platter. Kaboom. And the thing is, Octavia and Vinyl Scratch never got on the same scene ever. They did the Bon Bon and Lyra, but did not put those two together in a scene.
I'm more
Panderings.
Yeah, they only pander so much.
Panderings.
Nothing wrong with that, though.
Our female horse love into human.
I actually saw some guy wrote an article about basically homosexuality in cartoons, using that one scene of Lyra and Bon Bon to basically say, look, we're getting it again. It goes all the way back to like Brooklyn in Gargoyles and all of these other shows that supposedly had gay characters, like when Ren and Stimpy were supposedly a couple or things like that. Wow, that's reaching.
Yeah, I don't remember Brooklyn ever getting.
No, they never actually said about it. Brooklyn as a character never was brought out as homosexual.
Anything.
But if you actually watch the entire series, Brooklyn actually started acting a little bit like that.
Okay.
At things of the day, Brooklyn started acting a little bit more on the homosexual side, but that's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is that this guy used that one scene of Lyra and Bonbon to basically write this entire freaking article on it.
Well, when you're looking for proof, you're gonna do whatever justification is. But that's kind of, at least when you do head canons, there is no canon anybody for being 100% straight or gay, so you can make up whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's the nice part about it.
I'm sure Brad's homosexual.
No, absolutely.
Totally.
Oh, totally.
Brad's a total homosexual. You know why? Because I saw him looking. His bass player. Him and his bass player.
Yeah, well, he's hanging around. By the way, which is one thing I could bring up. Yeah, well, it's a kind of a weird aside to go to this, but for some reason I just went, oh yeah, and the entire thing with Shining Armor, going like, wait a second, where the heck's Shining Armor? They just off at a different high school? Did they get moved out to a different high school?
Well, Shining Armor.
He's long gone.
Well,
he's long out of high school.
Shining Armor and Cadence are like married, and they're running a kingdom. So, if anything, Shining Armor might be like he could be a coach, maybe.
He could be a cop. He could be. You know what?
Yeah.
Shining Armor. I bet you in the next movie, Shining Armor is Twilight's brother, and he's basically the police chief of that city.
And what would Cadence be at that point?
The mayor? No. She might be the mayor.
He might be the mayor.
Mayor Cadence?
Mayor. No, that'd be Mayor.
Maybe mayor.
Oh, man.
Senator? I don't know.
Oh, no. Now we're getting down into a real weird hole where it's just like, wait, where's Mayor? No, Mayor would probably be student council president. Okay,
there you go.
No, but Mayor's old.
I know. But
Mayor is the head of the PTA.
Okay, yeah, so part of the PTA. All right, so that makes sense there. So, all right, so Lynn Celestia here, there. Faust is obviously somewhere being the president of the world.
Yep.
Just gotta put all these pieces together, all those loose threads that Twilight was putting at the end of that movie.
The third movie's coming.
Yeah, I mean, the Diamond Dogs were people.
Yeah, the Diamond Dogs were people.
So, like, does that mean, like, Iron Will is, like, going around selling shake weights? Does that mean
Yes. Check it out, you just hold them like this.
So, like, literally any literally anybody could be in that universe now. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, you got Gilda could be in that universe.
That idea down. I got to do that show. Iron Will as a shake weight.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You could totally have it. Iron Will is Hulk Hogan, and also he had bulk biceps with the violin. But yeah, you could totally, if Diamond Dogs could have that, you definitely could have the Flufflepuff Chrysalis like somewhere in the distance, them just being somewhere doing weird stuff in the other end of the school, all that craziness.
I mean, if you were gonna see Flufflepuff, it would probably be at Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, all I have to say is that Derpy's triangle player was pretty pink.
She was pretty pink.
I look that up.
Mm-hmm. I have to say, did she have her tongue out at all? Did she try and lick? Was she just idly licking things just cuz?
If anyone can find that screenshot, you should send it to me.
Absolutely. Let's see. Trying to think about are there any other scenes that come to mind that we should address?
Well, the thing, at the end, Sunset Shimmer is writing to Princess Twilight Sparkle in the book.
Yes.
Right. But the last time we saw the book, it had become part of that machine to make the portal to go back and forth.
Yeah, you can just take it on and off.
Can you plug that thing in and out like a battery or something?
Yeah, it's just like tethering your phone. It's
okay. It's like tethering your phone to another world. I got it now.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay, she didn't attach it. She just put it in a slot.
Right.
Okay.
And then the magic flowed into the spheres.
Right.
To work.
Right. It's magical tethering. She tethered it so everybody.
The way you just explained that explains, reproduction of the human body. Sometimes.
Yeah. It's Wi-Fi. She just needs to share her Wi-Fi.
Sorry.
Get the Wi-Fi going, and that
Get
way.
the Wi-Fi going. Is that what they call it nowadays?
Yeah.
They call it getting the Wi-Fi going. I'll have to like bring that up with my.
Oh
woman.
baby, let's get some broadband.
Oh baby, let's get the Wi-Fi going.
Oh man, I get some LTE in here.
Oh my. Yes.
Getting real dirty tonight with our LTE.
4G.
Yeah, 4G. Oh, we're going
4G, baby.
Baby, we'll go old school. I'm going 3G. So let's see. Any other scenes? Any other characters of note? Let's see. No Discord character. Or our last impressions. Of course, we're trying to come up with the last stuff, and Scope or anybody else in the chat. Looks like it's mostly Scope that has any ideas what they of anything we've missed.
That's great.
So, all right, let's play with this entire idea then. What's the next one? What do we get to expect out of... First off, what do we get to expect out of the next Rainbow Rocks? And two, is it ever going to matter in the main series?
I don't think it'll ever matter in the main series. They've already physically said that these two things are going to be completely separate.
Yes, but you can't believe Megan McCarthy's lies. We've
yeah, you can't believe the secrets and lies.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, they do have her writing the Princess Twilight Sparkle. Some of that could bleed over into season 5, where she writes in this book, and I would be really surprised if we do not see an opening to an episode in season 5 where you see that particular book, and she's writing in it. She won't say anything about what she's writing or what that has to do with anything in that particular episode, but she's writing in that book, or we'll see that book in the background somewhere close to her desk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna kind of be the side canon where they assume if you've seen the movie, you've watched the TV show, but you don't need to watch the movies to see the TV show. I'm still waiting for them to do a webisode, web series type thing like Monster High does. Monster High is even getting an anime type web series for Japan. So it works really well for Monster High because they sell toys all the time. They have books, they have made for TV movies, and they have the shorts. And so Rainbow Rocks could very easily be flash shorts that aren't just teasers for the movie. It could be about the side characters, it could be about a new set of characters. There's a ton of stories that they can play with, because like Monster High, the crap just happens in high school, which is mildly interesting. And
I happen to agree with you. I agree with you totally that they could easily make this a completely new series. It might confuse some people, but as long as they left it online, then it could actually easily be done.
Right, kids are media savvy. Like, you can just play commercials like for the Equestria Girls dolls and be like, and you can watch them on YouTube. You could do a Netflix series if you really wanted to. A lot of IPs are moving to Netflix. Like, it's
and you know what's really sad? You know what's really sad is they're putting a lot of effort and awesomeness in these movies, in these shorts, in the music, and the dolls so blow. Oh my god! I mean, I am a huge Rainbow Dash fan, and I can't even bring myself to buy one. They're horrible.
Hasbro's weird because they're going to be selling the Avengers toys for the Age of Ultron. They're going to be doing the Star Wars toys. They're going to be doing Disney Princess toys. There's something else that they're going to do that's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Oh, Jurassic Park. They're going to do the new Jurassic Park toys. So they have Star Wars, they have Marvel, they have Horse, they have Jurassic Park, they have all these other IPs they make toys for, and it's kind of understandable that every single toy they make can't be awesome, but then you look at Mattel, who makes Barbie, and they make Monster High, and I have 2 Monster Highs on my desk, and that's the best $25 for a toy I've spent, because the quality is ridiculous.
The crazy thing is that if you're not going to put the effort into a toy, why would you do it with your own IP?
It's tricky because, like, I work for a tech company and we make high-end products as much as we make low-end products, and part of it's the market. They make the $3 My Little Ponies that are on the peg at Toys R Toys R Us, Target, like with the candy and the trashy magazines, because someone's going to say, I want to buy something quick and cheap for my kids. But then there's also the parents or the collectors who will buy the $50 Swarovski encrusted pony. So companies have to make something for each part of the market if they so choose. But that's also why you don't see like $20,000 Lamborghinis.
That's true. But
yes,
if you're making the dolls, which are okay, I've done marketing for big companies before. Okay, that's where I came from. I did 6 years for a company that did Harley Davidson parts. If you have your core product, which is the toy for this movie, the core product, right? Why make it so terrible?
Hasbro's been kind of awful this generation, quality-wise, just like, because for people who don't know, my big thing in Pony was the merch, and every single generation just had better quality. There was more than 2 molds, there was a lot of characters, a lot of different stuff. And nowadays Hasbro's like, we'll just take the same 6 characters but throw more crap on them, we'll just print more stuff on them. And Hasbro's just kind of being really cheap. I mean, it's working for them, but they're also stretched pretty thin because they make toys for so many different IPs. So they're in a weird situation.
Now, with them having to make 6 characters over and over, how much of that is based off of the idea that they can't do the same thing that they did with G1, G2, etc., and create a whole plethora of different lines of ponies, and the collectors and the kids will just eat them up? People want the Twilight, they want Rainbow Dash, they want the characters. They don't care if you make they don't care about any of the other side characters or any of these made up characters that don't even show up in the show. I've got most of the mini sets behind me, and the only ones that I picked up are the ones of like, this is the Cake family, this is the Apples. I get the ones that are the show related ones, but they can only release so many of those, which is why I think they do stuff like Rainbow Rocks, where it's just like, hey, so we need to make more of the same, somehow different.
It's tricky because for the first generation, the first year of toys had no media. The second year of toys had the original Escape to Midnight Castle movie with Tarek. The third through 5th years had the actual daily cartoon. And then the end of year 5 all the way through year 10 had nothing. So they were just making characters that looked cool. They had different little gimmicks. Some worked and some didn't. Generation 2, they kind of recycled characters, but they still had a lot of different characters. And the 3rd generation originally had a lot of characters, but then they whittled it down to the core 7, which is sort of where we are today with the main 6. And that really upset collectors because they didn't want to have 50 Pinkie Pies on their shelves, but Pinkie Pies with different hair or patterns or whatever. But it worked for kids, and Hasbro, for the most part, is selling to kids and selling to parents. And I, as a kid, had favorite characters, and I wanted every single version of Ivy from Generation 2 of My Little Pony. And I was a 5. It worked for me, and I'm pretty sure for today's 5-year-olds, they want every version of Pinkie Pie they can get.
Oh, yeah.
Including the crazy dollhouse one over here that's all sparkly, and she's wearing a black dress. Okay, well, let's see. Let's wrap this up with what we have. Any final impressions, where we see this going? Final feelings on Rainbow Rocks? I think I said, I'll kick it up to a 7 out of 10. I think it's good in the terms of it's certainly something it could be like, I could give this to, a kid and be like, yeah, sure, it's actually pretty good. I think as myself, would I watch it? I could watch it as much as I could any of the other episodes of the show if I felt like sitting for an hour and a half or so. But I think I would ultimately favor towards going like, let's go watch Luna Eclipse. Let's go watch my favorite of the actual episodes, opposed to actually watching, going like, let's watch Rainbow Rocks, even though the music is fantastic. The music
Yeah.
is freaking fantastic.
I would actually give it more of an 8. Yes, it has some obvious plot stuff that really hit me, but the music is awesome. It actually is better than your direct-to-DVD release bull that Disney puts out. And I could stand it up to probably any mid to high level episode that's out there. You know, I would give it an 8 myself. I would watch it, at least once a month and be happy.
I'll give it a 7.5. I will definitely watch it again once it comes out on Netflix. I probably won't buy the DVD, but I'm also extremely picky when I buy media nowadays. I probably won't buy any of the toys. I will definitely buy prints of those portraits from the ending credits. I'll probably buy a couple and frame them and slap them on my wall because I have a lot of white space on my walls, but it was very enjoyable. I'm definitely interested in the doors it opens in both the main show and in Equestria Girls 3. I'm really wondering if and when they're going to do a web series, because the teasers seem to do very well and they actually sort of tied into things without being essential. So I am extremely interested to see how Hasbro takes this for both Pony and for its other IPs.
And I just figured out the way that they can get rid of the entire Flash Sentry Brad, we have a problem with him thing. Just have him get with the actual, original Canterlot High Twilight, and there you go. Nobody gets mad then.
Yeah, it's probably gonna happen.
That
will be the whole. That will be the whole plot of Equestria Girls 3.
Yeah, I haven't seen any.
It'll be a retelling of Vampire Twilight.
There
I
you go.
can see it now. Oh God.
I haven't seen any double Twi Brad art anywhere, but I'm also not actively looking. I'm sure it exists by now.
Well, it was better than the entire. I actually expected at the end of this movie, half expected them to go like, and let's put Sunset and Brad back together, and I was kind of like, oh no, don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Like kind of like, oh no, that seems like the easy way out. Anyway, I think that takes care of all of our discussions that we have thus far on Rainbow Rocks. You can harass all of us equally about anything that we obviously missed in our discussions.
Yes.
Spending an hour and a half talking about a movie that was an hour and a half.
That sounds good to me.
Sounds perfect.
All right.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and tell everyone where we can find all of our stuff. Of course, Bronyville Podcast, BronyvillePodcast.com. We're on iTunes. You can go check all that stuff out. Dusty?
You can check me out at Stay Brony, my friends, on Everfree Network every other Monday. And you can also check me out on manliestbrony.com. You can send me an email there. You can also check me out on Twitter, Dusty_KAT. And I've also I do a lot of stuff on YouTube on DustyKat Rhodes, if you want to look there.
All right. And Tech, you do anything?
My main place right now is Twitter, which is TECHPHEK. I do social media for Logitech G, so if you want to see what I'm doing on the day, follow Logitech G on Facebook, Twitter, Steam, Reddit, Tumblr, everywhere pretty much. So
Just say how much you like Logitech near her, and she'll just go off on a happy binge.
I'll totally talk about pony stuff when we can make your keyboard ponified. I'm sure you guys will love that.
Yeah, when are you going to have the next rainbow keyboard that I can set to my favorite waifu?
The rainbow keyboard ships in November. It should have, if you go to your local Best Buy or Fry's, they should have a display, and then you can play with it. And I'm sure I will go on Reddit and Tumblr and see people make it pony colored and various flags, and it will be extremely fun to see what people make with it.
What is the actual name of this keyboard?
It is the G910 Orion Spark RGB mechanical gaming keyboard. I did not come up with the name.
Oh, it's mechanical.
Oh my! It's got to be like a $300 keyboard.
$179.99 in Americans.
Oh. Ugh.
It's mechanical, and there's a RGB LED in each switch, and those are not cheap.
Oh my goodness.
But as we found out, you can roll over it with a tank.
You can.
That's the previous mechanical.
Okay.
We have not run over this one with a tank. If you want to, I will not stop you. You will void your warranty.
Dusty, get me my tank!
Coming right up, Cider.
All right, we're going to be out. Thank you all for joining us today, talking about silly stuff in Rainbow Rocks. We can go ahead and you can enjoy the rest of your day.
Tank anymore?
Go ahead and bring it over.
Okay.
All right, just oil her up and let's give this tank a shot. Anyway, we'll go ahead and catch you next time. We'll do another of these Bronyville and another show on streamup.com/Bronyville-podcast next week. We'll do something for you. Anyway, till now, sleep well, everybody.
Good night.
All right. Night, guys.
Adios.
All right, I'm going to hit a button. Woo, it's so sweaty. $117.
Awesome.
All right.
Hooray.
Filter on out.
I'm sorry, Dusty, if
But
that's an expensive price for a keyboard for you.
it's crazy. I don't gain that much. It's like I've got this Microsoft $50 keyboard that's falling apart, and I'm going, hey, I'll get a keyboard. What?
I mean, if you buy a mechanical keyboard that just has, like, from the tilde to the right control, that's like $75 just for it to be mechanical. And it has G keys, it has media keys, volume roller bar.
Which I use none of.
Yeah, I mean, that's perfectly fine. Logitech is awesome, whatever office stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't use any of that stuff. All I do is type.
Dylan has an old Model M that he loves to death.
Yeah.
Oh, Fadsy has a Model M, which is neat, but I like telling my coworkers about him because he uses a gamepad to play everything except for fighters, in which he uses a keyboard and a mouse.
What a monster.
It's just funny because you think because if Fadsy had more money, he would be our target customer, but you just never know what a target customer wants, and you can't make everything for everyone.
Yep, tell me about it. I was there before. Fillies and gentlecolts, I must go feed my mare. She's going to hurt me, so I will catch you guys later.
Don't get hurt.
Oh no.
Okay, bye.
All right, take care,
Have
dude.
fun.
Let's see. I need to find that. I was about to tell Dusty before he left. I was like, hey, get the keyboard and maybe with the animation could just animate Rainbow Dash and the keys running. Who knows?
It's if you could. Each key is a pixel, so if you look at your keyboard right now, I guess you could kind of do it. Like you can. I will be interested to see what people can come up with because you can just plug your SDKs into whatever games or software you have. You can play with things, set up patterns. People will figure stuff out.
I got an idea. What if, if you were looking at the screen, you've got the width of the keyboard. What if you went across and you just had a little blue dot with maybe some other rainbow colors behind it, and then about the time it got to the K or the L key, it did the rainbow, and then there's just this goosh behind it, and it kept going.
Yeah, she can be a little cyan dot, and then it's a rainbow.
Then you do that. See?
I'm pretty sure that would be doable. It's just up to someone to do it.
You can't hire somebody at Logitech to do it, just
they're busy.
Not after what you've told me.
Hey, I mean,
organizing Halloween parties and
that's its own specific Halloween party thing. But I mean, we do work. Don't worry, we're all just not playing video games all day. We do work.
Well, you are, but
I have not had time to play video games in my personal or professional life. It's so hard doing work and fancy NDA stuff. That's always fun.
Mm-hmm. You have that monster machine there at work. Oof.
Yeah, well, I'm finally getting Photoshop on it, so GIFs on Tumblr, that'll be fun. But it has 2 really bad NVIDIA graphics cards, so if I have Hearthstone running and anything else, my computer lags really bad. First world problems.
There we go. Sorry, I started playing something back there. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see who's out. You still there, Sandy?
Yep.
Tired? Long
I'm
day?
doing all right, man. It's been a pretty good day.
Is it hot over there in Texas?
Oh no, the high was maybe 80 today.
It was like 90. And I laid on the couch, and then I laid on the floor, and then I laid on the couch, and now I'm in my room with the fan and the quote-unquote AC.
Yeah, you've now get to experience that now, Christina. You have the entire fun of California weather, where it's just like, oh, it's so pleasant all the time, except for the few days where it is, and you're just like, this is the worst. I've never sweat this much in my life.
I mean, when it's not 90, it's perfectly fine. Yeah. But I had to close my window because otherwise every 20 minutes you would hear the BART go by, and I'm sure you and the viewers at home would not appreciate that.
Screech in the background. Yeah. Actually, I'm looking at a picture here somebody had of like the 49ers game, and they were showing how at the halftime everyone left their seats. Like sold out crowds. Everybody was just like, we gotta get out of the sunshine. Holy crap. It's a warm, warm day. Every key has an RGB LED. You can set it to whatever.
Yeah, that was so nice, especially when it's at Best Buy and everyone can stare at it.
You have it on demo mode, and it just... Did it have the function on it? One of the ones I know that, like, one of the other keyboards I saw that had a real neat one was you hit a button and it will light up that key for a little while, so you get to kind of like trace and see where you hit. Yeah,
that's a heat map type thing, and we have heat maps on the latest version of Logitech gaming software. Hooray!
Oh, yay, Logitech. So.
Yeah, she's chilling. Well, that's because my friends work on the software side of things, and so every time we get a patch, I post on Facebook. It's like, hey, look at these things my friends did. Gotta make our college proud that we're making things.
I just consider it hilarious just because, like, you ended up working there, and then half the stuff I had already was just like, oh, I got this Logitech lap desk with Logitech keyboard and mouse, and oh boy, I actually do use that. I had a streaming box that I moved over to a Roku, and you got real mad at me.
Yeah, I mean, I just got a Chromecast, and because Kotaku has like a roundup of sales every day, and they're like, oh, you can get a Chromecast on Groupon for $25, but you can use this code for $10 off. And so I got a Chromecast for $15 because it was easier to have it shipped to my house than to remember to go to Target and buy one for $30. Mm-hmm. So I plugged it in, and I spent the entire weekend sitting on the couch watching Parks and Recreation on Netflix. Because at least I can be comfortable, I can watch it on the TV, and then I can do stuff on my tablet. But if I watch TV on my laptop, I have to be in my room, which is pretty warm, and I have to have only half a screen be the show, and it's nice. I love Chromecast. It's so nice. Everyone should get a Chromecast. It's only $30.
Yeah. I have the Roku. I just need to figure out how to correctly use them, especially with hockey season coming in.
Oh man, I don't. Hockey season. I only watch League of Legends. That's the only sport I care about, and that's Twitch, and that's VODs on YouTube, which is all Chromecast. So. But they're playing in Korea, so all the games are like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's really hard when I have to wake up at 6 for work. So I just watch the VODs in the morning.
Well, I think everybody's about to roll off to bed. Looks like some of our fans are, so might as well go ahead and roll for this. Good having you guys on. Thanks, Sandy. Thanks,
Yep. All right. Bye, Sandy.
Later.
I'll go ahead and catch you guys later. We will stream.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, streaming folks. Next week, more stuff. Till then, go to bed.